the media about this. Indiana Fever could try to do all the PR stuff that they want to do to try to cover this up. At the end of the day, ain't no covering this up. Y'all hella lying. So this was an incident that happened at the game. Caitlin Clark and her coach hate each other, right? Brick Center captured this moment right here, right? Now, I'm finna play this moment.
Breaking news. What is reportedly unfolding behind the closed and locked doors of the Indiana Fever organization is being described as more than just a basketball scandal. It is a full-blown catastrophe allegedly shaking the entire WNBA. The claims suggest that the Indiana Fever franchise is collapsing from the inside out, with executives said to be in tears and the front office facing unprecedented panic. Why? Because the league's two biggest stars, Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham, are allegedly fed up with what has been described as a toxic environment and may be considering walking away from the team for good. At the center of these dramatic claims is an alleged betrayal involving head coach Stephanie White. According to the narrative, the locker room situation became so toxic and out of control that WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert supposedly had to intervene directly, issuing an emergency warning. However, these claims should be independently verified. If the drama on the court seemed intense, the story being told suggests that even more may have been happening behind the scenes. To understand the scale of this alleged mutiny, we have to look back at where the nightmare supposedly began. This was never presented as simply a game of basketball. Instead, the situation has been described as a physical and psychological battle involving the Fever's backcourt. The Chicago Sky, according to the narrative, had been playing aggressively against Indiana throughout the season. Yet the alleged turning point, the moment trust was said to have completely shattered, did not begin with Caitlin Clark. According to this account, it started with Sophie Cunningham.
Basketball really ain't a contact sport like football and many other sports are. But for her to be going into these basketball games with clean arms, clean shoulders, and then come out looking the way she looked is diabolical, bro. It's just diabolical, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. And I don't know, man. We just got to keep Caitlin lifted up in prayers. But we have to talk about the drama that took place in this basketball game today. It's so much. It's so much, guys. Hold on. Let me get this switched over for you guys because it's just so much drama. I don't even know where to start. Oh, this is Dejanay Carrington trolling Caitlin Clark. Let's just start here.
She brings a defensive mentality.
Look at her. And she got a tech today. Look, another one. 7-3 made for Caitlin Clark. She was busting Dejanay. Busting her ass all night. This is the face here. This is a face of the feet. Look at her, salty. Pick your face up, Dejanay Carrington. I think you left your mascara on the floor too. Watch this.
A few games ago, completely away from the action, the cameras, and the attention of the referees, Dejanay Carrington allegedly launched an unprovoked, aggressive physical attack on Sophie Cunningham. According to the narrative, it appeared to be a deliberate attempt to injure one of the Indiana Fever's toughest players. Sophie was left battered, bruised, and understandably furious. As she got back up from the hardwood, she looked toward the sideline, expecting her head coach, Stephanie White, to erupt at the referees, defend her player, protect her, and fight for her team. But what did Coach White do? Absolutely nothing. She reportedly stood there in silence, like a statue, while her player was allegedly being physically attacked. But the situation supposedly became even worse. Later that night, leaked insider reports from the locker room allegedly claimed that, instead of supporting Sophie, Coach White sided with the opposition. She was reportedly overheard in the tunnel telling Sophie to stop overreacting while allegedly defending Dejanay Carrington's aggressive style of play. For Sophie, according to this account, it was the ultimate betrayal. The trust was completely destroyed, and she allegedly realized at that moment that the threat was not only coming from the opposing team but also from inside her own organization. And, according to the narrative, Coach White was far from finished with what was being described as the sabotage of her own franchise.
You're on the other side of the line in the sand. You seem to be on the Kelsey Mitchell, Stephanie White line. And this is not to come at Kelsey Mitchell. I hope she has a big game. Her and Caitlin Clark been playing awesome together. This is not to come at Kelsey Mitchell. But the fact that You did not want to include Caitlin Clark in the MVP talks, Aaliyah Boston. It's disgusting. And your ass better start making layups and give us $6 million worth. Now we going to be on you. Now we going to be on you. Stephanie White, you already liable to get booed. I don't know what you're going to do. Okay. If they boo you, you're going to have to deal with it. Look in the mirror. You did not stand up for your team or your players. Now, let's get into this Indiana Fever Dallas Wings matchup. What is going to be the number one key for the Indiana Fever? First of all, the Dallas Wings are a team that's reeling. They just won a game. They've lost 6 out of their last 9 games. 6 out of their last 9 games were L's.
Fast forward to the very next matchup against the Chicago Sky. According to this narrative, Dejanay Carrington appeared to realize that the Indiana Fever's head coach was not going to strongly retaliate or challenge her aggressive style of play, giving her what seemed like a free pass to continue without fear of consequences from the Fever bench. As a result, the situation allegedly escalated even further. This time, the target was not just Sophie Cunningham. It was the franchise player herself, Caitlin Clark. The narrative claims Carrington went after Clark with aggressive and intimidating intent, throwing elbows toward her ribs, making contact around her neck during screens, and attempting to physically and mentally rattle the young superstar on live national television. It was described as a calculated and deliberate attack. And once again, according to these claims, Coach Stephanie White remained passive. She did not call a timeout, she did not aggressively confront the officials, and she reportedly stood by while her star player continued to take heavy physical contact.
Horrible, unwatchable basketball. I said last night was in the top 3 hardest games to watch of the season. It was brutal. God dog, last night was boring. In fact, I said last night during the watch party that only the WNBA could have a battle between what's supposed to be 2 of their top 5 biggest stars, Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark. Only in the W could the WNBA figure out how to take a game like that, make it close for most of the game, and it be boring as hell. That's some W shit. That happens a lot in this league. A lot in this league. Vanderbilt Fever. Caitlin White literally got tackled. Stephanie White just sits there with her arms crossed, sniffing and twitching. Congratulations, Stephanie Weatherspoon. Oh, damn. Shout out Teresa Weatherspoon. Whoa.
But the true horror of the situation was allegedly revealed after the final buzzer. A supposed whistleblower from within the arena staff reportedly leaked disturbing information, claiming that Coach Stephanie White had a private back-channel conversation with Dejanay Carrington before the game even began. According to these unverified claims, Coach White allegedly gave Carrington the green light to test Caitlin Clark's toughness and encouraged the opposing side to play aggressively against her own superstar because she believed Caitlin needed to be humbled. Let that sink in for a moment and consider the sheer scale of the alleged betrayal. The narrative suggests that a WNBA head coach may have actively supported or encouraged a rival player to physically target her own generational superstar. When Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham supposedly learned about this alleged secret alliance, the locker room reportedly erupted like a powder keg. The disrespect, according to the story, had reached an unforgivable breaking point. They were allegedly exhausted and frustrated by what they believed was a coach attempting to damage their careers out of deep-seated jealousy.
And look right.
Watch Caitlin. Watch Caitlin. Look, it's 1, 2, 3 defenders. Look, 1, 2, 3. You fucking idiots. Y'all are idiots. Watch this. KK, there you go. Bah! Hey, Caitlin, look at that. Look at that. You idiots. Idiots. Hold on. There's more. Oh, man. DJ Carrington high fives her block. Did replay show she got all hands on Caitlin Clark. So this was Enes Kanter's situation with Natasha Cloud during the game. Let's
and
play.
Right before the break, this was the scene inside Wintrust Arena.
Look at him. Look at him. She forgot she was at a game. She forgot she was at a basketball game. Look at her. Look at her. You talk all that stuff.
That was reportedly the final straw. The camel's back was not merely broken. According to this dramatic narrative, it was completely shattered. Last night, Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham allegedly made a shocking, franchise-altering decision. They did not go to the press, and they did not post anything on social media. Instead, they reportedly bypassed coach Stephanie White, walked directly into the Indiana Fever front office, and delivered what was described as a devastating, non-negotiable ultimatum. According to the claim, they looked the general manager in the eyes and essentially said, "We are done. We refuse to play another minute, we refuse to practice, and we refuse to wear this jersey for a coach who betrays us and supports players trying to injure us. It is her or it is us." Then, according to the story, they did the unthinkable. They returned to the locker room, grabbed their duffel bags, and allegedly cleared out their lockers completely. The mutiny was officially underway, and the two stars were reportedly preparing to leave the franchise.
Share the channel, hit the bell notification, hype the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. Let's get right into things, man. Jose Fernandez, you're going to hear him talk about the game plan for Caitlin Clark and what they were looking to do and what they only had to do a few times because there was no pick and rolls for Caitlin Clark. They didn't run an off-ball play for her until the third quarter. Stephanie White's game plan was, let's get Kelsey Mitchell the ball and get her as many points as we can, as often as we can. That was her whole game plan. She sucks as a coach. Jose Fernandez knows it. Take a listen.
What about the defense you guys played on Caitlin Clark today? You ordered 4-15 shooting.
Well, we wanted to get it out of her hands. You know, in any pick and roll situation in the middle of the floor, she's so good. So if it was going to be...
We wanted to get it out of her hands, especially when she does that pick and roll in the middle of the floor. She's so good. We didn't even run the damn pick and roll in the middle of the floor.
The entire Indiana Fever organization reportedly went into absolute DEFCON 1 meltdown mode. Staff members were allegedly left in tears, with some reportedly panicking in the hallways as they realized they could be on the verge of losing two of the league's most important players. According to this dramatic narrative, the crisis was being blamed on what was described as Stephanie White's toxic and treacherous ego. The franchise was supposedly only hours away from suffering massive financial losses involving ticket sales, sponsorships, and merchandise. As news of the alleged walkout spread, the story reportedly reached the WNBA league office, creating panic all the way to headquarters in New York City. When WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert allegedly learned that Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham were packing their bags and threatening to leave the team, she reportedly reacted with immediate urgency. The narrative claims that league officials understood Caitlin Clark's enormous commercial impact, particularly regarding television audiences and the WNBA's rapid growth. Losing a star of her magnitude, according to the story, could have created serious consequences for the league's momentum and public interest. The commissioner, the narrative continues, allegedly did not wait. She reportedly boarded an emergency private flight to Indianapolis, bypassed security, and stormed into the Fever's practice facility with urgency. Ignoring the general manager and the public relations team, she allegedly walked directly toward Coach Stephanie White in front of the stunned staff.
Ground, because I'm here to tell you, she got embarrassed in a major way, but nobody received more embarrassment than none other than Natasha Cloud. Oh my God. Natasha Cloud has got to be Donkey of the Year the entire calendar year of 2026. This was her face as she looked defeated at times because she has lost this battle. And the battle been, look at this, Enes Kanter made her stand on business. What do Uncle John always tell you? The internet will give it, and the internet will take it away. Natasha Cloud, retard of the day, trying to fight Enes Kanter's freedom by the way her team got blown out, 113-90. And to make assault to injury even worse, shout out to Jason Whitlock, because Jason Whitlock pointed this major key piece out. And I think ain't nobody talking about this. Jason Whitlock stated, after Natasha Cloud hit a bucket and then moved to her Enes Kanter publicity stunt, the Sky was outscored 32-15. Cloud had to cut the fever. Cloud had
Engelbert delivered what was described as an earth-shattering reality check, issuing a harsh and merciless league warning on the spot. According to the dramatic narrative, leaked hallway audio allegedly captured Commissioner Kathy Engelbert shouting, "I will not allow this in my league. You do not sabotage the face of the WNBA. You do not collude with the enemy. You are fired." The story claims that the WNBA front office then forced the Indiana Fever's hand, with the commissioner stepping in, stripping Stephanie White of her authority, and immediately ending her tenure. According to these unverified claims, that day became Stephanie White's final day as a head coach in the league. The narrative alleges that she sided with Dejanay Carrington, tried to break Sophie Cunningham, and attempted to humble Caitlin Clark, only for everything to backfire spectacularly. Commissioner Engelbert, according to the story, had to intervene and save the franchise from a crisis allegedly created by its own head coach. The WNBA was reportedly left in a state of complete shock, while the narrative declared Stephanie White's coaching career finished and blamed the downfall on alleged jealousy and an unforgivable alliance with Dejanay Carrington. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham were portrayed as proving that no coach is bigger than the players, especially when those players have enormous influence on the league's popularity and financial success. They stood their ground, exposed what they believed was a betrayal, and, according to this dramatic account, emerged victorious.
Cook because everybody else gets to eat when she starts serving plates. And that's going to be the biggest key. Next thing is, Aaliyah Boston, stop trying to play point guard, man. Like, we need you to make layups. Stop trying to be a point guard. This shit is ridiculous at this point. You've turned off the whole fan base, just to be honest at this point. Like, you're not to be trusted. Stephanie White just has to get out the way. That's going to be the third thing. Stephanie White, get out the way. It's very clear that when we play your system, we lose. We're losing playing this way. We're losing. We don't look electrifying playing your system. Go back to what was working during the 5-game winning streak, and that was playing Caitlin Clark style of basketball. That is what was working for this team. You went away from it, and now we just got bumped twice in a row, potentially a third time in a row. And now we got Dejanay Carrington coming around. She gonna be looking to knock somebody's head off. Keep your head on a swivel. Put your helmet and chin strap on with a mouthpiece. You never know what's gonna happen with her. I mean, it's been a disaster, man. It's been a disaster, man. This team has to get rebounds. That's going to be big. We give up way too many offensive rebounds and all extra possessions. We did it versus this team last time. That's a large part in why they stayed in the game. We need to rebound. This team is so soft. Our front line, our bigs are soft. We do not rebound. We don't rebound, man. We just don't do any of the small things. And on top of that,
but right now, I want to hear from every single one of you watching this madness unfold. Did Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham do the right thing by allegedly packing their bags and threatening to leave the team? Is Coach Stephanie White, according to these dramatic claims, one of the most treacherous coaches in sports history for supposedly betraying her own players and supporting Dejanay Carrington? And was Commissioner Kathy Engelbert right to step in and allegedly demand that action be taken immediately? Get down into the comment section and let your voices be heard right now, because this conversation is far from over and the fallout could be massive. If you want more updates, analysis, and discussion surrounding this major WNBA controversy, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all bell notifications so you never miss another explosive update. The drama is still unfolding, so keep watching, keep talking, and keep holding the line.